Hey, everybody. Welcome to day 461 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Friday, September 12th, 2025. And as for sales goals, we did not meet our sales goal yesterday. Hopefully we come in and end out this week on the stronger side. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way at this point. I'm all reset to zero. I think I have a couple more things to ship out, but I'm going to check that after I record because I am having girls' weekend here this weekend and I got to cook some stuff. Yeah. I'm a little rusty at that, so it might take me a little longer than normal. All right. Yeah, so I want to talk about out of inventory. I have to say, for the first time since I opened my business little over 13 years ago, I am out of inventory, right? Like out of incoming inventory. And some of this is by design, and some of it is just like the situation has never presented itself before because there's always like a couple month backlog of items. And, I've kind of been holding off and giving people a long wait on their consignment items. And that's mainly because we always have such a backlog and I don't like to hold, people's things for so long before I list them. But now I caught up. I don't even know how this happens, but I'm kind of savoring the feeling for a minute because it's been, 13 years of having an insane amount of incoming inventory and feeling like, you're just kind of treading water. Sometimes you go under a little bit and, we have, I don't know, about 15,000 items in stock. So we're not, short on items that are for sale. So kind of in my head, like going through ways to get new inventory, which I have. I have quite a few consigners that have reached out to me that have either brought to our other location inventory or are wanting to bring inventory. So that can, the floodgates open. We always had a joke because, well, it's not really a joke. It's a real thing. We would never say if we were even like getting close to like only having like 2 weeks of inventory, because the second we said that out loud, I don't know, put it out into the universe and there will be more than we can handle. So, I'm just looking at, what I want to bring in, how I want to bring it in. And it is Listapalooza this weekend. So my goal is 25 since I am not going to be available for most of the weekend. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go up and like raid my closet. Now, most people have at least $3,000 worth of inventory in their home that can be sold. That's just the average. Well, I didn't have to go actually even up into my closet. I didn't even have to go up there. I turned around and I was like, all right, well, maybe I have stuff in the garage. No, I had stuff sitting right next to my desk. I have this large bin of hardware from when I used to do furniture. And hardware is a great seller for me, like drawer pulls, hinges, things like that. A lot of them are cool and antique or vintage. Some of them I've salvaged from, our houses, like when we were remodeling. It's just some of them, I bought, some of them I took off of scrap pieces of furniture, but it's kind of a treasure trove of things, and there's some decent money there. So yeah, I didn't have to look very far to get, inventory. So I don't even know garage wise. I know I have things. I know I have projects that I'm never going to do that I can sell. I think some jewelry boxes, some, little things I bought to paint when I was into that. Yeah, there's way more than enough. And that's even without going up into my house. And I'm sure my daughter's closet, right? I'd have to do that with her though. She basically doesn't live here. She has her own place, but I'm still housing a lot of her items that probably can go or be sold. Anyway, all right, that's just saying I am going to link up the video we did about starting with $0. Like, you can look around your house, you can find things. That is generally how we recommend people start. But the other thing, the other thought that was swirling my head is, I have never had the chance to revisit some old inventory, right? In the past 13 years, things have changed a lot. Like, so I still have some listings up on eBay that are old, that, different keywords will sell them. They can be listed on Poshmark or Etsy. Like, the business is so different now. And I have never had the chance to go back and revise some of those listings. Some of them need new photos. Some of them just need, some of the, fancier words taken out, new keywords put in, and, all of those things done. And I am just really, so that's why I'm not really pressed to go out and source new inventory. It's coming. Plus, I do the auctions and things like that, and I'll probably hit some estate sales soon. So I'm not stressed at all about that, because I have the stuff in my house, the stuff in my garage that I'm not even thinking about. It's not even on my radar. Have the auctions, have the consignment coming in. Like, it's not an issue. But really, I'm just happy to take a breath, and I'm happy to have the time to look at some of those, like some of that money that is literally just sitting there because it is not described in the way we would describe it now, or the listing is not done in an SEO friendly format. And I'm just really grateful to have that time. Now that I put this out in the universe, something crazy is going to happen, and somebody's going to like pull up with like an estate worth of stuff, right? I shouldn't have put this out in the universe. But anyway, so that is where I am sitting now. I am kind of wondering what you guys do when you are out of inventory. If you also are in a situation where you feel like, oh my gosh, I can finally breathe, and, revisit some of those things that, maybe they haven't been nagging you for 13 years, but well, maybe 12. I'm going to say they've been nagging me for about 12 years now. And having that opportunity is something that I am really going to relish. And that is why I am not stressed about being out of inventory. All right. Everybody have a wonderful evening. I will see you on day 462 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.